Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I converted the Weber charcoal basket pair, there's two of them in here, into this. I call it the Pac-Man basket. Kind of looks like Pac-Man. Oh, waka 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 waka. That was stupid. Okay. Let's get started. First, let me show you some tools you probably will need. I have some vice grip clamps in Benny Blue. That's the color I paint them at work, so nobody steals them. Who'd want to steal that? Anyway, I got small vice grips, larger vice grips. I'll probably just use the small ones. Something to drill, to run screws in with. This is an impact gun, or you could just use a drill with a Phillips bit in it. A pair of tin snips or aviation snips. I like the offset red. I'm right-handed. And a pair of pliers, and then some screws. These are 8" by 1/2", like a wafer head self-drilling screw. You could find these in a similar screw in stainless steel if you prefer that. They're a little harder to find. Tape measure, marker. Let's get started. Open up one of these. Okay. The first thing, and I'm going to be referring to this. This is the first one I ever built. It took me like 15 minutes to whip it together, but I think it turned out pretty good. I think I like it better than two baskets. I tried this where I filled up one basket and made a bridge over it. You've probably seen that. I thought that was a little sketchy, but I was like, why not just connect the two? You might think this is a good idea or a horrible idea. It's up to you, but let me show you how I built mine. First thing you need to do is to figure out where you're going to cut it at. Right here. So you're going to count holes. It's nice they got these slots here. You can count 1, 2, and then the beginning of the third hole, which is where I make this cut. So you got 1 hole, 2 hole, the beginning of the third hole. I'm going to go ahead and make a line right there. So that's where I'm going to cut it. Before I cut it, though, I'm going to take off this smooth side. Just comes off real easy. Straighten that out with your pliers and pull it out. Set that to the side. And everything we do on the first one, we're going to do the opposite on the second one. So we'll be cutting it over here. I'll go ahead and mark that while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so you got a left and a right. And I will take this one out, just get it prepared for when we build that one. And while I do, you want to make these left and right. You're going to go ahead and cut off this tab. You won't need that. And let's go ahead and cut off this tab. Okay, we're going to make our cut. There's no turning back here. Here we go. It's only $15 for a set. Okay, you make that cut. Just bend it a little so you want to cut this off right on that line. Okay, save one of these. We'll use that later. You wind up with that with a pointy end. Let's just take a 1/2" or so off of that. Take your pliers, maybe straighten this guy out a little bit. Now you're going to make 2 tabs out of these, and I kind of got rid of these points last time. And then, so to make these tabs, turn them into tabs, you're going to put a little notch in the top, right on the other side of this number 3 hole line. And then you're going to cut right up to that point there, and then take your pliers and just give it a little bend, not too much, maybe 15 degrees, something like that. Give this one a little bend. That's it for that one. Let's do the same thing over here, and it's a good thing I marked this so I don't do the same side. So 1, 2, I did mess up, sorry. It's be the leading edge of the third hole. Right. Okay. Same thing in reverse. Go like that. You might want to bend this with a hammer. The flatter you have this, the easier it'll be to make this cut. Cut that, set it aside. Take the pointy end off. Put a notch for the tab, a slot for your bottom tab. Straighten that out. Put a little bend in it. A little bend. Okay. Now we just got to connect these together. This is where the clamp will come in handy. Just put it on there. Put it on this side. You're only going to need about a dozen, 12, 14 screws or something for this. So you don't have to buy a big old box like I got here. But I forgot a mistake. I want to put all these screws facing the inside. And it's okay to put a screw in, take it back out, and you already got your hole ready to go. And one other thing I'd like to mention is these gloves are like, you should wear gloves when you work with metal because it can hurt you, cut you, and give you stitches. These are my love gloves because nobody likes a hater, but leather gloves. These are cut resistant. I use them at work. So we want to put a screw in that side of the tab and also in this side. Trying to screw your hand to the piece because it works better without your hand screwed to it. Now, I'm referring back to this one. Actually, you only need to bend. Let's say you're looking at it like this. I would only bend the left side because this one is going to be straight. Yeah, I just straightened it out when I clamped it, and that helps with the angle, I guess you could say. Okay, let's put it one screw down there. Oh, get that big clamp out of the way. Sorry if this banging noise is coming across as annoying. This is my first video I've ever made. So now when I built this, I actually stuck it in my grill. Shoot, I didn't bring my grill over here. It's a nice 73 yellow or something. I put it in the bottom of the grill and I kind of got this angle just right. But what it, on a 22-inch grill, what it comes out to be is if you were to hold it up like this on a table or straight edge, you've got 3 5/8 inches up to there. So I put a little mark here from the edge, not quite the edge, but this little line on the table, and that's where this, you know, that gives you that good angle, you know, 3 5/8 rise, I guess you could call it. So I'm just going to put that right there on that mark. Don't draw on your wife's good table. You can see this table's not good. It's my work table. And then clamp it right there. And double check it. It doesn't have, I don't think it has to be perfect. That just worked for me. And all of this is just what I threw together. And for some reason the first try seemed to work good. And like I said before, if you like it, do it. If you don't, don't. And then find a good spot where you got metal on both sides. You know, you don't want to hit a slot, and just put 2 screws in. That's really all you need. Put one there, and how about one right here? Once again, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I've got many scars from over the years working with metal. Okay, now hopefully that's pretty flat, and we are making progress now. Okay, so this was, anyway, you can figure out which side is which. I probably should have marked it, but another thing with getting that angle just right is I like how you have these pre-bends. Oh no, it's different on this. See these nice pre-bends? They had like an extra one here. Okay, we're gonna improvise. That is at like 2 5/8. I really like that, where these bends lined up and you just, but Weber apparently decided to change the design a little bit on me. But I'm gonna go ahead and put my own little kink in it. Looks like it's about 2 5/8. I just like to have that little bend. Do that here too. I mean, there's some, like duckbill pliers or something would work better for this, and this is probably isn't even necessary, but anyway, let's see if that's gonna work. Well, it does sorta. What I'm shooting for is to have this kind of line up with that. And you know what? We're just gonna wing it. Like I said, this is, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm just giving you some pointers on what worked for me. So if I put another clamp, I'm going to flatten this out. Okay. Now let's just put 2 screws in here. Hang on. Nothing like live TV to mess up on. Okay. These clamps really do help you get the metal tight. I don't recommend you going out and buying a bunch of equipment for this. The idea is to make something cheap into something you can really use, hopefully. So again, watch your fingers and hands. Okay, so turn out too bad. Alright, now we're going to use this for just a little brace, and I like to, on that one I just kind of squared it up a little. Take this little ridge off, maybe cut it like this, however you want to do it. Clip the little corners if you want. Okay, now let's turn this into a angle. You know what? I know what I did. Let's cut off one of these holes. That's what I did on the other one. Good enough. Okay. Once again, find a good solid spot underneath what you're screwing. This one I'll go through 2 layers or whatever. Okay. This is where some clamps are going to come in handy. Whenever you could try putting screws in, and if they, without clamping, if it ever pushes the layer you're trying to go in, just stop and back the screw out and clamp it. And there is a second Pac-Man basket. Now I have one more. I'm not going to bore you with that, but my plan is to make another one and do the same thing here, here, and here, and basically have Pac-Man basket double XL, where I can fill the whole thing with charcoals and have a nice long snake. And then I'll have one that I can just use on, like reverse sear hot grills, or even a shorter. I think I haven't really tested it yet, but I'm going to fill this up, and obviously you guys all know this, where you're going to do a start it here and see how long it burns. And I'd like you guys to put your input in and let me know what you think, and if you got any better ideas, I'd appreciate it. But thanks for watching. Bye bye.